Hi everyone, we are teachers from Batch 7 attending Taylor Professional Development Program for Vietnamese trainer of English. We are making an educational video clip as visual aid for Unit 1 tiếng Anh 10. And now we are having a talk with our Dr. Yes, who is lecturing in the regional language centers in Singapore. We hope that after the talk, we will know more about the life of a professor, and this will inspire our students in their learning languages.
Good. I'm happy to be here.
All right. So to begin with, Ms. Loan will ask you a question.
Yes. Can you talk briefly about your daily routine?
My daily routine, typical day, I wake up early in the morning, I study on myself, then I help my sons get ready for school. I ride my bicycle here. I spend the day either teaching you or doing research in my office. I go home, have dinner with my wife and my family, and spend the evening with my sons, read them a story. I try to get them to fall asleep, but usually I'm the one that falls asleep.
Yeah. As a doctor, you must live a busy life. You know, we all have the same time budget. That's a 24 hours a day. So how do you organize your time for learning languages?
As I said, I get up very early in the morning. I looked in your book and I saw it talked about farmers getting up very early. I kind of keep farmers type hours. I go to bed very early and I wake up very early. So I have the wee hours of the morning when it's dark and quiet, all to myself, several hours each day, nobody to bother me. And because I go to bed when I'm tired and wake up when I'm not tired anymore, I think I'm very efficient in that. So when I wake up, I have lots of energy to do what I want to do, and I can focus on it and concentrate on it right away. So the first couple of hours of every day, I read, write, study what I want to read, write, and study. And then, you know, the nature of my job, the nature of my career, profession involves language work, so I get to do some here on the job as well.
Yeah.
And could you give us some advice for my students to study a new language effectively?
There are many different techniques and many different things that people can do, but they kind of depend, giving advice about that depends on knowing the individual circumstances. So to give some general advice, I would say the most important thing, whatever technique, whatever way you study, you have to really be focused and concentrated on it, otherwise nothing you do is any good. And I think that all too many students try to study, we just talked about going to bed and waking up, they try to study when they're tired. They try to cram at the last minute and put a lot of work in, and that is just not effective. They go, and because they have this assignment or that assignment, they work really hard on one thing for a long time and then on another thing. I think it's much more effective to have your time split up more often. If you work in small blocks of time, you can focus and stay concentrated more often. And then you might have to have several blocks of time doing the same thing, but it's better to do that than to try to do everything all at once. And also, whatever you're doing, you need to be focused and concentrated. So it's not good to study with loud music in the background or the television on or on the computer where you're trying to do multitasking. So rather than giving advice about any specific technique, focus and concentrate on whatever you do.
So, excuse me, doctor, from your daily routine, I can see that you lead a very busy life. So, how about your times of entertainment or relaxation? Because there comes a proverb, on work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. So, what do you think about that proverb?
Okay, when we discussed that proverb, I've been teaching you for 5 months now, so I think you could answer fairly. Am I a dull boy? Do I not have? I make jokes. I have a sense of humor. When we had a party, I played the flute. You forced me to dance. I played the didgeridoo. I told you I spend a lot of time playing with my sons. So I don't think I'm a dull boy, but it's true I do a lot of studying. I do a lot of work. But I think the answer, the real answer, the secret there is that for me, what I do, studying is not work for me. It's like playing. It's interesting. It's what I want to do. People aren't forcing me to study languages. I like to study languages. It's interesting to me. So it's not drudgery, it's not labor, it's not hard work, it's an enjoyable, interesting pleasure.
So thank you very much for your interesting talk with us today.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.